Hey there, Cowboys fan! It's that time of year again. The NFL draft excitement is building up, and we can all feel the buzz around the Dallas Cowboys' next big move. The 2025 draft is just around the corner, and with the Cowboys holding the number 12 pick, this could be a pivotal moment for the future of the team. Whether you're excited, anxious, or just plain curious about what the Cowboys will do, it's impossible to ignore the importance of these upcoming picks. The fan base is divided and passionate about who the Cowboys should select, and that's exactly what makes this draft so interesting. As always, everyone has an opinion, including Michael Irvin, one of the most iconic players to ever wear the star. Irvin's voice carries weight. When he speaks, Cowboys fans listen, and rightly so. His career as a Hall of Famer and Super Bowl champion has earned him a spot as one of the ultimate authorities on all things Cowboys. So, what does Irvin think? Who does he believe the Cowboys should pick at number 12? Well, he's got a bold take on this one, and it's sparked a lot of conversation. But before we dive into his opinion, let me ask you, who do you think the Cowboys should pick at number 12? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious to know who you're hoping the Cowboys take this year. Now, let's talk about the key players on Irvin's radar. If both Ashton Genty and Matthew Golden are available at 12, who should the Cowboys select? Let's get into that in the next chapter, where Irvin lays out his thoughts on Genty and why he's all in on this star running back. All right, Cowboys fan, let's get into what Michael Irvin has to say about this draft. If there's one thing you can trust, it's that Irvin knows what it takes to elevate a team. So when he speaks up about the Cowboys' number 12 pick, we should all listen closely. Irvin is all in on Ashton Genty, the standout running back if he's available at pick 12, and honestly, after hearing his reasoning, it's hard not to get excited about the possibility. Irvin compared Genty to none other than the legendary Emmitt Smith. Yeah, you heard that right. Irvin believes that having a player like Genty could immediately transform the Cowboys' offense. Remember the impact Emmitt had on the Cowboys' offensive line, the way he made a solid line into the best in the league? That's what Irvin envisions with Genty, a true difference maker, one that could elevate the entire offense. Genty has the potential to do the same thing that Emmitt did for that offense back in the day. Make everything better. With a running back like Genty, teams would have to respect the ground game, opening up opportunities for Dak Prescott and the passing attack. But it's not just about what Genty brings as a running back, it's about the complete package. The Cowboys' offensive line has been solid, but adding a generational talent like Genty could be the missing link. He's the kind of player who could elevate the entire unit and push the offense to new heights. Now here's where I want to hear from you. Do you agree with Irvin's take? Should the Cowboys take Genty at number 12? Cast your vote in the poll above, and let's see where the majority stands on this. But as much as we might want Genty at number 12, there's a big catch. As we'll discuss in the next chapter, the chances of Genty actually being available at 12 are slim, really slim. So let's dive into the next part of the conversation. How likely is it that Genty will even make it that far? Okay, Cowboys fan, let's get real for a moment. While the idea of Ashton Genty slipping to the 12th pick sounds amazing, it's not very likely. Genty is being hyped up as one of the most talented running backs in this draft class, if not the most talented. So, let's take a look at the bigger picture. What are the odds that he'll still be there when the Cowboys are on the clock? There are plenty of teams ahead of Dallas in the draft that could easily snatch him up before the Cowboys even get a chance to make a selection. Let's start with the New York Giants, who are sitting at pick number 10. The Giants are in a great position to pick a running back, especially someone with the potential to be the next Saquon Barkley. Would they pass on Genty? Probably not. He fits their needs perfectly, and they could see him as a game changer for their offense. And then, there are the Cleveland Browns, who are picking at number 11. While they might be looking at other positions, it's not out of the question that they could grab Genty to boost their ground game. Adding a playmaker like him could help give their offense a jolt, especially if they're aiming for a deep playoff run. But here's where things get even more interesting. Other teams that could realistically take Genty before the Cowboys. The Las Vegas Raiders are one team that comes to mind. They've been making moves to build a more competitive roster, and adding a talent like Genty would give them a serious advantage. Don't forget the Carolina Panthers. If they're choosing between Genty and another top prospect, it could be a tough call for them. But with Genty's talent, it's hard to imagine they'd pass on him. And what about the New Orleans Saints? Sitting at pick number 29, they could certainly use a running back like Genty. It seems like every team could use a player of his caliber, and Genty is certainly one of the top choices in this draft. So I've got a question for you. Which team do you think will draft Genty before number 12? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm curious to hear your take on who might snatch up this elite running back. With Genty's availability being so unlikely, let's talk about another player who could be an option for the Cowboys, Matthew Golden. Is he a viable pick at number 12? Let's dive into his rising stock and how he compares to Genty in the next chapter. Now that we've talked about the slim chance of Ashton Genty making it to the Cowboys at pick number 12, let's focus on another potential target, wide receiver Matthew Golden. Golden has been climbing up draft boards, and many people see him as a first-round talent. But is he the right fit for the Cowboys at 12? Michael Irvin has some thoughts on that, and it's worth diving into. First off, let's talk about Golden's skill set. He's a speedy wide receiver with great playmaking ability. Sounds great, right? Well, here's the issue. Irvin doesn't think Golden is the ideal fit for the Cowboys' offense, especially when you consider Dak Prescott's style of play. Golden may be a fast receiver, but his size is a concern. He doesn't quite have the physicality and catch radius that a Dak-friendly receiver usually has, someone taller with the ability to win contested catches and make big plays. And when you think about what Dak Prescott needs to succeed, it's clear that the Cowboys' ideal wide receiver is someone who can stretch the field but also be reliable in the red zone. That's where the taller, more physical receivers come in, like Emeka Egbuka or even Ted McMillan, both of whom have more of the size and traits that work well with Dak's strengths. Golden's speed might be enticing, but it might not translate as well in the Cowboys system, especially when you factor in the importance of catch radius and reliability. Golden's stock is definitely rising, but Irvin isn't fully sold on him at number 12. He sees the potential, but his concerns about the fit in Dallas are valid. As much as we need speed on the outside, Golden might not be the player that best complements Dak and the Cowboys' offense. So here's a question for you. Would you draft Matthew Golden at number 12? Yes or no? Drop your thoughts in the poll above or in the comments. I'm eager to see what you think about Golden's fit with the Cowboys. Now, let's turn our attention to what the Cowboys should do if neither Genty nor Golden are available. The Cowboys have to stick to a strategic plan, and we'll explore the best draft strategy for them in the next chapter. All right, now that we've broken down the possibilities with both Ashton Genty and Matthew Golden, let's talk strategy, because the Cowboys need a clear plan moving into the 2025 draft. If neither Genty nor Golden is available at pick number 12, what's the best course of action? And focus on a wide receiver, and they've got options. One option that stands out is Emeka Egbuka, a versatile receiver from Ohio State who could immediately contribute in Dallas. Egbuka brings that deep threat ability to stretch the field, and he has the physicality and reliability that Dak Prescott needs. Then there's Ted McMillan, another dynamic wide receiver who fits the mold of a Dak-friendly player with his size and versatility. Either one of these players could step in and make an immediate impact for the Cowboys. And don't forget the second round. If the Cowboys play their cards right, they could land Trayvon Henderson, a standout running back from Ohio State, to complement whoever they take in the first round. These Ohio State players are battle-tested and have experience playing on the big stage, which is crucial when you're joining a team with Super Bowl aspirations like the Cowboys. So here's my final question for you. What's your draft strategy for the Cowboys? Let Me know your picks in the comments below. I'm really interested to hear what you think. And with that, we wrap up today's discussion. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. We'll be back with more draft coverage soon. Until then, let's talk Cowboys, where we talk facts.